previously. Man reincarnated as a slime takes care of an orc community, doing everything he can to make their lives better. He defeats enchanted evil orcs and turns them into his villagers, and also forms an alliance that will ensure peace in the kingdom. One day, an ancient and extremely powerful creature called Charybdis attacks his village, and since it easily defeats anyone in its path, Rimuru decides to take care of it. The fight is long and exhausting, with Charybdis only taking some damage. While considering his options, Rimuru notices that Charybdis seems to be after Milim. Wondering why, he scans the monster, learning that there is a person inside of it. Calling for Milim, she is able to discern that Phobio is being used as the host for Charybdis, and it seems that he is angry at Milim for the way she treated him. Rimuru figures it is okay to let Milim handle it then, as he is not the reason for Charybdis coming this way. Milim releases her devastating powers and defeats Charybdis with one brutal technique. She does show some restraint by not killing Phobio in the process. With the fight over, Rimuru uses his skill to separate and devour Charybdis' core from Phobio, saving him. Phobio regains his senses, apologizing for all the trouble he had caused. The Dryads question him, wanting to know how he learned of Charybdis' lair. He tells them about the mass Magian, Tyr, and Footman and how they persuaded him to do it, while leading him to the place. Combining that information with what others knew, they learn about the modern Harlequin alliance, which apparently consists of Tyr, Footman, and Laplace. Milim says how this sounds like something what Clayman would be responsible for. Rimuru and Milim forgive Phobio, setting him free. Suddenly, the demon lord, Carrion, shows up. He heard what was going on and wanted to come in person to get his subordinate. After punishing Phobio in front of everyone, he apologizes for the trouble, promising to provide whatever help Rimuru needs in the future as compensation. Rimuru uses this chance to establish friendly relations between his nation and Carrion's domain, the animal kingdom of Eurasenia. Things have calmed down in Rimuru's village after Charybdis has been defeated. Milim left to tend to some other matter elsewhere, allowing Rimuru to finally relax. One day, he has a dream of Shizu's lingering regret, asking him to save the kids she was tutoring. Rimuru decides to honor his promise to her, leaving others in charge of the village while he is away. The only one accompanying him on this journey to the kingdom of Ingracia is Ranga. Fuse helped him by writing a letter of introduction and giving him an official identification, granting Rimuru access to the academy where the kids are located. First, Rimuru meets with the Grand Master of the academy, Yuki, who is an otherworlder like himself. After explaining what happened to Shizu, Rimuru tells Yuki all the interesting stuff that happened in their world after Yuki got summoned to this world. They discuss the possibility of returning back to their world, with Yuki being convinced that it has to be possible if some unknown conditions are met. Rimuru is not really interested in returning, as he has a pretty good time here as it is. But he would like to help those kids that Shizu wanted to save. Yuki tells him about the kids, explaining how they are accidental summons from when other nations tried to summon a hero. Upon entering the classroom where the kids are, he meets Ryota, Gale, Alice, Chloe, and Kenya, who gives him a rather violent welcome. Rimuru quickly realizes that the kids have been left to do as they please, since all other teachers expect them to die soon. As such, they show little respect to Rimuru when he announces that he will be taking Shizu's place in their education. In order to drill some respect into them, he puts them to a test where they need to beat him within a certain amount of time. The kids are optimistic, considering they are very strong for an average person since they are summons. However, none of them are able to beat him. Rimuru also did this to try and make them spend some magicules, but the powers they released against him did not help out. Thinking how he could help them, he remembers that Shizu was about the same age as they are when she was summoned, and she lived a very long life, reasoning that she must have been able to do so thanks to the spirit inside of her. Having the kids understand how strong Rimuru is, he gives them his promise that he will save them. From trainee, Rimuru learns about the dwelling of spirits, where the Queen of Spirits resides, but she does not know where the entrance to the dwelling lies. Without any further leads, Rimuru continues to train the kids every day, trying to have them expend their magicules as much as possible. During their practice, a sky dragon attacks the city. Rimuru goes ahead and devours the dragon, protecting the city and saving an important merchant in the process. That merchant invites Rimuru and his students to join him for dinner, where they properly introduce themselves to each other. Rimuru learns that the merchant's name is Malmire, and he is extremely grateful to Rimuru for saving his life. In order to make it up to him, Malmire promises to help Rimuru establish trade between his nation and the Western kingdoms. By chance, the lady who is with Malmire happens to know about the dwelling of the spirits. Rimuru gives her a huge tip for the information, setting out to visit it with the kids. Following her instructions, Rimuru, Ranga, and the kids find the place where the dwelling of the spirits is supposed to be. Entering the old ruin, they are intercepted by a disembodied voice. The voice leads them to an arena where they need to prove their worth by fighting an elemental colossus. Rimuru has Ranga protect the kids while he faces the colossus on his own. He defeats it with ease, also locating where the person behind the disembodied voice is hiding. The person turns out to be a fairy who introduces herself as Ramirez, one of the 10 great demon lords. Rimuru does not believe someone as weak as her could be a demon lord, telling her that she is nothing like a demon lord he knows Milim. Ramirez throws a tantrum at the disrespect, screaming how no one can be compared to Milim, as her power is absurd. But she also says how Milim had visited her recently, telling her about a slime named Rimuru that she made friends with, reasoning that he must be that slime. Hearing that, Rimuru believes her, revealing to the kids that he is in fact a slime. The kids are not scared upon learning that he is a monster. Instead, they find his slime form to be cute. Rimuru and Ramirez have a long talk, where Rimuru explains why he has come here. From Ramirez, he learns that the demon lord Leon used to be a hero before he fell from grace. Rimuru requests to meet the Queen of Spirits so he could ask her for help with the kids, where Ramirez reveals that she is in fact also the Queen of Spirits. Rimuru promises to make a replacement for the Colossus he destroyed if she helps them with the spirit summoning, to which Ramirez agrees. She leads them into the dwelling of the spirits, the place where superior spirits roam free, allowing for them to be summoned easily. But she adds that the spirits have a will of their own, and if none respond to a summoning, they will need to find a way to create their own spirit from the energies present in the dwelling. The summoning begins, and first off is Gale, who begins praying. His prayer does not summon a superior spirit, but instead a lot of smaller spirits. Rimuru uses his skill to devour them and combine them into a superior spirit before implanting them into Gale. Following the same process are Alice and Ryota. Kenya manages to summon a superior spirit of light who inhabits his body without any issues. Finally, Chloe begins praying, and her prayer summons a superior spirit being from the future with immeasurable power. Ramirez tries to prevent the spirit from inhabiting Chloe, but she is unable to. The spirit's vast power is completely absorbed into Chloe without any issues, leaving both Ramirez and Rimuru confused. But Rimuru confirms that all of the kids are now stable and their magicules are not going to cause their bodies to fall apart anymore, thanks to the spirits helping them. Declaring that everything turned out for the best, Rimuru thanks Ramirez for her help, making true on his promise and creating a new Colossus for her, followed by summoning a devil to inhabit it. Once all of that is done, Rimuru and the kids return to the academy. He reports that the kids are saved to Yuki, who is grateful to him. While the kids are playing with Ranga, Rimuru takes a look at Shizu's mask, recollecting everything that has happened to him since he arrived to this world. It is time for Rimuru to return to his village, and the farewell falls hard on all of the kids. Chloe seems to be the one most distraught by him leaving, so he gives her Shizu's mask to help cheer her up, before giving all of them a farewell gift. He promises to return and check in on them from time to time, leaving it to Yuki to watch over them in his absence. As Rimuru is leaving, he is being watched by a woman who is hiding behind a nearby tree. Hey, thank you for staying all the way till the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It takes only a second, but it means everything to us. Have a great day and see you in the next video.